incredibly big. Okay. So I guess we shall find out how that sounds. I honestly won't know how it sounds yet. And my eyebrow has lost its mind. So that's great. This one too, apparently. It doesn't matter. Let's take a look, shall we? Oh, it's been a long time. We haven't done a live stream in such a long time. Let's see how it sounds. Such a long time. Okay, so let's take a listen. Alrighty, Joseph. Hey, Marie. Hi, Joseph. How are you? Alrighty, let's take a look here. Hi, how are you? It's been a long time. So that's going to bother me. I can see my screen on my glasses. How do people that wear glasses do this? Doing good. How about you? We are doing pretty good. It's been a long few days. But we're doing good. All of us are doing pretty darn good. Hanging in there. Hanging in there, doing lots and lots of updates with the property, with the house, getting things ready for the baby. Yeah, it's been got a lot going on. So, no, baby's not due for a while. Baby's not due until the holidays. So we've got a bit of time. So she's still got a bit of time. We're not really disclosing the holiday that the baby is due on, just that in the holidays, like there's 3 major holidays coming up and baby's due within that time frame. So no, she's got a bit of time to, before she has the baby. So but we're trying to get everything ready. I may have a friend coming up to stay while they get themselves sorted after moving back this way. So they're going to come up here. So we were doing a bunch of change up of things. So I've got my bedroom where I set my office up in my bedroom. We moved like all of my Harry Potter stuff back here. So that's all set up. I've got, like, I put my picture up on the wall here that has the Thestral and the Phoenix. Above my desk here, I've got, you're going on vacation? See, that's awesome. I've got my amazing pin board so far, so that's coming along. Just added these 4 today. So I've got these ones down here that I just added today because they were still setting in the packaging. So we got that. Got my Dragon and Dementor, or as Carlisle calls them, the Mementor, up here above the desk. I've got my shelving unit right over on this side that's got like all of the really cool my wands and my other stuff. And then I've got I'm going to put this one together. I've already put we had 2 of these. So we did one already and we made the rabbit out of it. So we did the rabbit. So now we're going to do probably, I was looking at it earlier and I was like, do I want to do the bird or do I want to do the seal? And the seal is super stinking cute. And so I think I might do the little seal right here. I think that's so stinking adorable. So I'm going to probably do the seal. Not going to do the birds only because I do have another Lego thing right here that actually is already a bunch of birds. So I did this one, which is a bunch of little chickens, and then it's got like the little basket with the eggs, and yeah. And then I still have a bunch of the Harry Potter puzzles to finish doing. So I need to get those ones done so I can get those put up, which I'm super happy to do, and I've got everything sorted now. And then once the baby arrives and we get Carlisle's room done, so he's doing really good. Um, we are pretty much in the thick of potty training, and he's doing amazing, like amazing. So we let him lead the way on it, and just one day he just decided that he was ready to use it. So it's gone super, super cool and like super fast. So he tells us when he has to go and whatnot, and we don't ever have any. So far, we haven't had any issues. So far, knock on wood. I also have the where is it at? I have been working on one of these. I wanted to see how hard or easy or whatever it was to do before I decided to like film doing one. But I have started working on one of these amazing puzzles. So it's like diamond art, and so I only have this last bit right here left to do. Everything else above that's already been done. So this peels back, and then you've got, look how pretty those are. Oh, they just dance with the light. But if you look at this in the full picture is it's hairy, and then I'm turn it this way. It's hairy, and then in the background you see the three of them here, and then you see the castle within him, and then you can see his Patronus down here. Like, it's so neat. Like, the whole visual of it is so cool. So I'm working on that right now, and that's what I've been doing, kind of just in my. I don't even have spare time, so I have not worked on this in months. So I'm ready to start getting it finished. Um, so I ended up getting one of the pins to do it, which was really cool because this one turns on and it has a light. So if it's dark in here, I can sit here and do this without having to worry about turning on the big light. So it's kind of a nice little feature. That's what I've been doing. I recently lost my job, so better days are coming, though. I was wondering what happened to you. I hadn't seen you live. Yeah, I haven't done any lives in a while, but I have posted. I've done a bunch of shorts, and I do post a lot over on TikTok. But it's just usually the exact same things. Like if I post a short on here, it's the same video clip that I'm posting over on there, as well as on Instagram. So I am always posting like shorts and stuff. I did post recently with the turkeys, and they're getting so big. Um, we are keeping the one male. He's massive. He's amazing. He's just finally getting to the point where he like totally trusts me. Whereas like when they're first born, because of course I hatched them. When they were first born, they were like totally all about when you came in there. Then when they turned about 2 weeks old, they kind of went into like everything's dangerous mode. And we also lost three of them back to back to back, like right within 3 days of each other. We lost one, and then 2 days later, we lost two more. Um, and it was just crazy. And then we found out, like, we were doing some research on it, we were talking with the neighbors, we found some information, but then we also were doing further research, and it's just very known. Turkeys, which is why turkeys are so expensive when you get them at Thanksgiving and stuff, when you buy turkey for food wise, it's because they are so hard to raise. So if you're paying quite a bit for that turkey on the holidays, that's why. Um, Tonks passed away like years ago. Tonks passed away back in 2022. So, I mean, in 2023. He passed away in 2023. He passed away in March. So it's been 2 years since he passed, almost three. So yeah, we still, I have his ashes. His ashes are sitting right up there in the box that we kept with his ashes in it. We have Tonks and Pretty Penny over there. So we end up having him cremated and have his ashes here. And then we do have Tobias. So if you're wondering about Tobias, we got Tobias back in, gosh, when did we get him in? He just turned 2. So we got him in 2023 as well, in September. I want to say we got him either August or September. I think I got him in September. And He is an absolute menace to society. Love him. Don't get me wrong. Love him to death, but he's an absolute menace. So he can't be in the house. He's 130 pounds. He's huge. He doesn't realize how big he is, and he's still like puppy like behavior. And so he ends up injuring Carlisle because Carlisle's really small. He's just, he barely tips the scale at like 28, 29 pounds. So he's a little guy. And Toby just doesn't realize he's as big as he is. And then Godric, you've got Godric, who in his old age has become an absolute jerk. So he's constantly nipping people, usually snaps at myself or Sarah. We don't want him anywhere near Carlisle because Carlisle moves very quickly. He's very active little dude. And Godric doesn't know how to like respond to that. So they're better off outdoors where they've got an entire run. They've got 2 different dog houses. They've got the whole one side of the yard that they have for themselves. They got a swimming pool, all that stuff. So they're well provided for. They're also got their run is completely sheltered on one half of it. So they're able to stay out of any elements. And plus where we're at, it never gets too hot that they can't be okay out there. If you remember, but I lost my grandpa a while back, but I inherited, nice, a Crown Victoria. Those are some nice vehicles. So I'm sorry about the loss of your grandfather. Then you have to scoot that way. There we go. But I'll tell you what, doing this move today, shouldn't be doing it anyway. I have a messed up knee. My knee that I screwed up a while back. If you've been watching, you would have also seen I posted about my knee as well. About almost 3 weeks ago, I was reaching into the car and had my legs up against the bumper. And as I reached to grab the groceries, I hyperextended my left knee backwards. So if you know what hyperextension means, it means bending a joint in the wrong direction. The way it's not supposed to go. And this is the knee that I've already had 2 surgeries on. It's the one that I blew out when I was in the service and had it, corrected and fixed when I was active duty. Oh man, when I dropped it, I cracked it. I'm so sad. Oh man. But yeah, so I hyperextended it. So I'm waiting for orthopedics to give me a call so we can get in and take a look at it. Oh, I'm so sorry about the ads. Oh my God. I keep forgetting that it does that. I'm going to wait. I'll wait. I will wait. Let me know. I'm going to keep saying it but let me know when the ad's over and that you're back. So just let me know when the ad's over. I'm back. All right. So if you're back. So anyway, as I was saying though, I hyperextended my knee and I already had 2 surgeries on it previously. So this hyperextension really gave me a good scare. It's really massively swollen. Of course, I keep doing stuff around the house and moving furniture and stuff like that I technically shouldn't be doing. But there's a baby coming and we want to make sure that we have everything in order. So tomorrow's plan, okay, it's not a plan because if we try to plan anything, it's going to go in a completely different direction. So we're not going to plan anything, but I would like to go ahead and get Sarah's room finished and move back over into the larger space. So we want to put her back into the larger room. And then we want to paint the baby's room, the nursery, and get that finished. Right now, the room that will eventually become Carlisle's room, we have that kind of set up as a guest room right now. And then Carlisle is in the front room where he started off when we moved here. So his room is this front one. It's easier for him to get to, him to play in. He has access to it all day long. And we're able to put the gate in the hall so that he's not going back and messing with the other bedrooms, especially because we're going to be painting and getting the baby's room done. So we want to make sure that the nursery is painted, dried, all that kind of stuff before we start putting the decals on the wall, the pictures that are going to go up, the crib, getting the crib done. Baby's going to be rooming in with mommy anyway in the beginning. But Sarah would really like to be able to lay the baby down in their room during nap time right from the start. so that we don't end up in the same scenario we were with Carlisle. Because with Carlisle, oh my gosh, you guys, if I could tell you guys how hard it was with him, for Sarah and I both. I was working, of course, full time, and she, of course, was just trying to recover from postpartum and everything. And he was a baby that just did not sleep. And then we were, of course, living in the RV. So we had no space, right? There was no like where you could lay him down in a different environment or whatever. It was always just, he was with one of us all the time. So by the time we moved into the big house, he was so content with always just laying with one of us that it never, hi, Jesse. And it was so hard to finally break him of that habit. So he was almost 2 before he finally would sleep in his own bed. Now, the killer about that is now he won't sleep anywhere but his own bed. So he won't sleep in the car. That's still something he does not do. So he won't sleep in a car. He won't sleep on the couch. He won't fall asleep like somewhere else in the house unless he has hit like an absolute wall. He doesn't. Hi, mommy. How's that baby growing? Baby growing. That belly is so beautiful. We got to go take you into your pictures. Yeah, I know. You still have pasta in there, right? I have your pasta. I know you don't want that, honey. The other option is we can do baked nuggets for you instead of, because you can't eat anything fried. Doc said nothing fried. No oil. I know you do. I get paid in a couple days. So a couple more days and I can go down and pick up a bunch of stuff for sandwiches. That fly is just hanging out on that door. It has not moved. I moved all this stuff in here and that fly just stayed there. Is he doing okay out there? Is he behaving himself? Okay. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else we have in there. If you want to look through the freezer, if you want like a burger, I can try to cook you up a burger. We have lettuce in there. So. Well, no, I'm talking about not the pork, the actual hamburgers. We have hamburgers in there. The Angus ones. Yeah, I know. Huh? Yeah, I put everything out for you. So. All there was thunk. I'm doing good. My knee is killing me, but I'm doing good. So hopefully then tomorrow we'll get the other room done. Or at least get your room done. We'll put the other stuff into the baby's room. And I'll put the other stuff into the guest room so that we can get the baby's room painted. Yeah, that is hot. We don't touch that. That's not for Carlisle. Excuse me, don't turn off. I am literally in the middle of something, mister. I know, he's always turning off my light every time. Stop before that comes off the door. I know, right? I pull it upward. Just pull the whole gate upward. No, he's sliding the white things. Oh, it shouldn't. They won't go anywhere. They sliding, Mom. Because it's like screwed into the wall. He don't know. He's being Carlisle. What are you doing? Don't climb up there like that. You're gonna fall. He's a definite like go get him toddler. So I don't know if I can see the chat with these off. What happened? Oh. Yeah, so I can barely see. That's like super blurry. I'll leave these off for right now, but yeah, like the glare that's coming off of these is so bad, but I can't see without my glasses. So he's a bit of he's a crazy dude. Let me tell you what, he is got energy and abundance for days. So, wow, that is the most blurry because it's super clear when I have the glasses on. But like, I got my glasses done, but the glare from the screen is really bad. So I'm just gonna take them off for now because I can't see. Like, I can't see with the glare, and the glare is making it hard for me to see all this. So, anywho, so tomorrow we're gonna try. Like, the goal and the want is to to go ahead and get Sarah's room done. All I've got to do is just take apart the headboard from her main part of her bed and get it into the other room, and then grab her stand and get it in there. All the rest of the stuff that we're going to be setting up in there, we have to put together. So we've got the bassinet that's going in her room, and then we've got to look into like a dresser of some sort for her to be able to have for the baby and herself. But like, we have a whole bunch of stuff we've got to complete. And then we have other things that are coming in the mail for her and whatnot. So, and then her baby shower is going to be at the end of the month so that we can start getting a jump on that stuff. But yeah. And then not only that, but just last week, this poor girl ended up with a gallbladder attack, which was terrifying. I'll say that. Like, I remember when I had my gallbladder attack, and it was so painful. Like, we ended up calling an ambulance because we didn't know what was going on. But we ended up doing the same thing for her. Just the fact that she couldn't get a good deep breath in. She's, pregnant, very heavily pregnant, and we didn't know what was going on. So when they got here, it was like they did some, like they did her blood pressure, all that kind of stuff, and the blood pressure was it was bad that they just grabbed her and got her out of the house. Like, they just got her out of the house and into the ambulance and took off with her. They kept her overnight in the hospital, and then all the tests came back, and it was her gallbladder. She has big old gallstones and stuff. So now she's on a really strict diet, which has been making it, like, for a pregnant person, that's frustrating. So what did you find, Mama? Okay, another one. Oh my gosh. So I gotta go check on the chickens here in a little bit, go collect eggs. He's so funny. But I gotta go get eggs. We have the turkeys, we have the guinea fowl, we have the chickens. I have a whole coop that's separate from my chickens. I have the roosters, and we have 12 roosters. And so yeah, we have 12 roosters. We're going to go ahead, and those are going to be going into the freezer here, pretty much one by one. Oh, I love his big boy bed. I knew I was going to do that eventually. Come on, thing, stay put. Did the thing fall off? It did fall off. Hold on a second, guys. I just knocked the one thing down on my... I keep bed like that. That hurts my leg. Oh, fall again. There you go. Okay. Yeah, he does too. We had it set up previously, like we had already set it up prior up in the other room. And the way that room is set up, we are actually making that the nursery now. But the way that room was set up, that we tried to put him up in and set it up with all the dinosaur stuff and all that, the way the layout is, he just kept getting into the window, like getting up and in the window frame, which is super dangerous, by the way. And we didn't want him to keep doing that. And so we put him back into the smaller room, into his crib again, and he started sleeping nicely again. We thought he was ready to update to a big boy bed a couple months back. And when we did that, he was not sleeping anymore. It was getting to the point where he just wasn't sleeping. And we were like, okay, so we went back to the crib. And we wanted to make sure like that he was ready when we upgraded him to the big boy bed. And so once he started like sleeping through the night again and getting himself to where he was finally sleeping like a good, now he sleeps about 10 hours. He's not a 12-hour kid anymore. So he's sleeping like 10 hours a night. So now that we know that and we got him back on a good sleep pattern, we went ahead and upgraded him to the big boy bed. And he's sleeping solid. So that's a big plus. So that way now we can move the crib over and get the crib ready for the baby's room. So that'll be for the nursery. We're going to be making that front room the nursery, because the way it's set up, we can center the crib on the big wall and it won't be anywhere near the window. And then the back room, which is a guest room right now, we are going to turn into Carlisle's room, because his big boy bed can be bedded up against the other wall on the opposite side because there's no windows there. So we can actually do that because the window is in a different location in that room. So once his big boy bed is set up, it won't be like, his slide will be able to be utilized and it won't be interfering with the window where he was getting access to last time. So we're changing that up, and then we'll be able to work all that once the baby is a bit bigger and going into a bigger bed. But that's going to be a while, and we're probably going to do something a bit different for the baby's big kid bed when it comes to that point. For now, that's way down the road. That's like another 3-4 years down the road. So that's not an important detail right now. But it'll be much easier to keep the baby in that front room and eventually graduate Carlisle to the back one. We'd like to get it done sooner rather than later, because there's a bathroom there and he can utilize the bathroom because he is potty trained. So we want to be able to let him have access to the toilet. So eventually here, pretty soon, he'll go into his big boy room. We don't know yet. We're kind of hoping I don't need surgery. We're going to try to push for minimal invasion if possible, because of the fact that I've already had 2 surgeries on this knee and I am up there in age. And the older you get, the less likely the recovery will go smoothly, especially when it comes to like your joints. And so I'm really, really concerned that if I go through another surgery, I may end up with a full knee replacement, and I don't want to go through that as it is. So we're kind of like on the fence, because you have to remember, with my knee being bad, it already is bad, and the fact that it already messes with my hips and my back, and so that is already an issue to begin with. And if I need to have a whole nother surgery, we could be looking at like long lasting issues. And I've got a homestead that we're running. I've got chickens, I've got turkeys, I've got guinea fowl. We're actually working on putting the new pin up that's going to be for the pigs. So we will be doing pigs again. So we will have hogs, not pigs, because pigs are smaller. We'll be doing hogs again. So it's going to be like, I'm a busy person and I don't want to be laid up and being able to only do the minimum of just feeding and watering the animals. I want to be able to make sure I'm out there, interacting, keeping familiarity, because it allows for when you go in and out, like without any issues. So that's kind of, hopefully we can do, for the majority of it, just do a lot of physical therapy and get myself like back into a position where, like right now, I've been walking on it with the brace on or with the wrap on, and I can finally put pressure down on it again, whereas before I couldn't even bear any weight to it. So I can put pressure on it again and bear weight on it. But I have to be really mindful, because I've noticed that when I go to try to walk, it does try to hyperextend backwards still. Like it wants to just continue backwards when I go to take a step. And so it is very, I don't know what the word would be. I guess loose or stretched, or whatever the terminology would be for it. So the x-rays showed that my upper part of my kneecap was what the doctor called free floating due to the tear. So I don't know exactly what all that means, just that they want me to be extremely careful with weight bearing on it. So we'll have to wait and see. You know, getting old sucks, but getting old when you have other injuries that were previous, that's what really sucks. This thing is so cool. I keep looking up at the poster because it's so stinking cool. But yeah, so I'm actually really liking my setup that I've got here. I mean, it's quite comfortable. I mean, I've got my bed right here. I don't want to keep these sheets. These sheets kind of are weird. They're a nice little setup, but I do want to paint in here. I think I want the walls to be kind of like this color here. The curtains wouldn't stay if that was the color I did the walls. But yeah, I want to get all of this like conducively colored, like into like a darker room, so that my bedroom space feels more like darkened and quiet and relaxing. Um, I don't like this bright coloring. Um, Floating, not flowing, free floating. So like the top part of my kneecap isn't like held into place. So your kneecap has a tendon that comes across like the front of it. So you have a piece like this is your kneecap, and you have a tendon that goes up this way, and then another one that comes down this way. Your kneecap is called your patella is the medical name. Your patella tendon goes downward, and then there's another name for the other tendon that comes upward on the patella. My upper one, the tendon that comes up and like attaches like your kneecap to your upper part of your leg, that part of the tendon tore, like I ripped it, just completely just obliterated it. So my kneecap, instead of being held into place, like you're like, so this is your bone and then your kneecap's right here. That tendon keeps it in place. Well, my kneecap's just floating there. So when I go to move, it's just floating, and it's just like a balloon. You know, this part down here is being held on, but that upper part is shifting side to side, leaning out and back in. So it's just floating there on the upper part of it. It still has tendon on it, but because it's so badly torn, it's just kind of loosely sitting there. Like the piece that's supposed to be holding it isn't. So it's just kind of floating. And I was like, oh my gosh, because that's kind of what happened. Like my whole kneecap was completely undone when I got my knee blown out. Like all the tendons and everything that were attached to it had just been blown to shit. And so my kneecap was just floating around my knee like it would. I ended up with my kneecap like on the inner part of like to the inside of my leg. So like, you know, it ended up being like in here instead of being here. So it was really bad. But yeah, so, you know, I'm like, you know, if you're going to mess it up, I guess you don't mess it up royally. So that it, you know, go all in. But I love this thing. My aunt got me this for my birthday, and I absolutely love it. It's huge, by the way. It's not a Stanley. We don't do that around here. But it's like called Contigo. But anyway, I put ice in this yesterday afternoon, and it's been 24 hours, and it just is starting. Like this is still ice cold, and it's starting to melt. So it's nice. I like it a lot, and it gives you the option to drink from it or to use the straw that gets inserted in the center, all still while making it to where it doesn't spill everywhere. Allison, how are you? We're good. We're doing good. We are trucking along. So we're trying to keep moving. What is this new thing that's going on? This is really cool. I don't know what this little crown is. I know that Yosef came in and he was number one. Now he's not here, so yeah, I don't know what that little crown is. It's kind of cool. Yeah, so did all this today, and then tomorrow hopefully. We don't make plans for anything these days because every single time we've tried to plan anything, it doesn't go good. The one thing I think right now that we're kind of bummed out about is that we can't take Carlisle to gymnastics right now. And that's because I injured myself and I can't, get through the entire class with him. And Sarah is very pregnant and she can't do the tasks with him either. Yeah, no problem. And so, yeah, we're like, he has so much pent up energy. We finally set the pool up the other day. And then I called the water truck people and they came and delivered water. We got the pool filled up. We got the rest of the water dumped into the big tank. I was quite sad because I ended up wasting 50 gallons of water, but didn't have a choice. We have the big 275 gallon tank that we use for the livestock. And where it was, we couldn't leave it there anymore. We needed to move it because we were going to utilize it for the big chicken run. And so I was like, well, I need to get it from point A to point B, but there's no way I'm moving that thing, not with my knee messed up and whatnot. So I took my car over to it and scooted my car up to it. And we tried to move it with the 50 gallons worth of water in it. Just so you know, that is heavy. And when you have soft areas of dirt, it just causes it to sink. So ended up having to just dump the water. Once we got that all done, then I just used my car to push it all the way across our, half an acre worth of space that was between where I needed them to go. So pushed it all the way over there, got it positioned, got it set up. And I'll tell you what, once we dumped the rest, got the water in there, it's at 200 gallons of water, and I got the spout in and everything, we turned it on to slow drip. And best idea ever, because every single day, every day, let me just tell you guys, if you ever decide to have livestock, such as chickens or turkeys or guinea fowl, just know that they are set on unaliving themselves. I don't know why, but they do. Oh, thank you. I'm glad I did. So every single day I go out in the morning and I fill up all the water, right? So we had these big 5-gallon jugs with the water dispensers on them. And this way you fill them up, and then when the little cups fill up with water, they tip down. And when the birds drink out of it, they tip back up and then fill back up, right? So they do this. So as they drink, they lift, and then it starts letting water flow again until they're full, and it has a stopper. Well, my chickens decide that they want to try to sit on the edges of these little cups, which in turn causes the cups to flip, which then just dumps the water out of the 5-gallon bucket. So every day, excuse me. So they kept on doing that. So every day I would go out there and their water would be completely dry by midday. And I'm like, that's, as of right now, 15 gallons of water each and every time they would do that. Yeah, it's gonna break off. He's gonna go slamming to the floor. So we were losing pretty much roughly around 10.5 to or more of gallons of water every single day, multiple times a day. So it was just like, oh my gosh. And so I was like, I got to find a resolution to this, because each time they would do that, he is 3. Each time they would do that, we would have to go out there, and we have to have water trucked in, right? Because we're where we live. So you don't just have water freely available to you out of the ground. We don't have a well. We're not hooked up to city water. So you have to have water trucked in with a big old water truck. So that's a lot of waste of water and water cost. So we were like, we need to make sure we figure out a way to do this. So getting that set up for them, perfection, because the roosters, I ended up getting them a small livestock trough that was long and skinnier, so that they can still drink out of it but not drown themselves in it. So with the chickens, turkeys, and all that, which are all in one big run, we went ahead and got that big old 275 gallon tank set up. and we have it to where it's like just at a trickle, and then a big dish thing underneath that, so that that thing stays filled all the time, and it just trickles the water into it to keep it filled. Because as they drink, they empty it, and the trickle just is replacing what they're drinking. Right? Exactly, Allison. We say that all the time. He's such a little human now. Like we were talking yesterday about how like when he laughs now, he doesn't have that baby giggle anymore. Like he's now got like more of a big kid laugh, and his laugh is still hilarious, but like it's not like a little bitty baby giggle. He's also super, super smart, and both of us get a kick out of the fact that he memorizes movies. Choco, hey, how are you? So he memorizes movies. Now the whole first Harry Potter movie, I think he pretty much knows that whole movie by heart, like the whole thing. Um, he pretty much can recite all of Moana, and he acts out, like he'll do like little act out the scenes here in the house, and it's so dang funny. He's also really, really big into his sling. He has like a sling thing in the kitchen. Yeah. They're all gonna see you. You're okay. Come on, Mama. I know that baby be heavy. Hey, be nice. Be nice. So, there you go, Mama. She's like, she wants to go use the restroom. So, but that baby is getting big. Excuse me, sir. We don't climb that. You stay right there. You don't need to be on top of there. Carlisle? What did Gigi say?
No.
Go on, get back over. Go back over that way.
No, I go back first. No.
Yes.
And I go there. I don't go here. I go here.
No, you're not going in here. He's so sticky.
I see. And Mommy, I see.
Apparently, it's powering off. I'm like, oh, whatever, power off. I had it on the screensaver, and it's still going to power off. This Roku television has been the bane of my existence since I got it. It is so frustrating. Yeah, he speaks really clear. He's super funny. He cracks us up. I'm not do that no more. I'm like, no, you need to go back in the other room where you were told to stay. I can see him. That's why I keep leaning right here, because I can see where he's at. So he's such a little booger. I don't even know what to make for dinner. I have no idea, because anything we make, we have to be super careful for Sarah because of her gallbladder right now, which is still trying to heal. She has gallstones, and so they're really strict about what she can and cannot eat. Let me see here. Sorry guys, I'm going to block this for a second just so she can get out of the bathroom. I've got the camera blocked, Mama, so you can go past. She's not feeling very good, so go ahead, Mama. I've got it blocked for you. Huh? What? Oh, okay. My shoulder is hating me. But it'll be nice, though, too, having this set up in here. It'll actually, I think, motivate me more to, like, sit down and do more live streams, stuff like that. So that way. Huh?
278.
That's not bad. Well, I wasn't sure if you wanted to be on camera. You sure?
They're boxes.
Okay. Look at that baby. Look at that baby. The baby gets so big. And yes, we will announce to everybody, like, once baby is here, what the baby's gender is and baby's name. Well, part of the baby's name. But right now, that is something we're keeping, lock and key. You had your gallbladder out in 2017. Yeah, my aunt had hers removed too. We were talking. about like when they came and got Sarah and rushed her to the hospital. My aunt was like, when she had her gallbladder attack, she's like, you literally feel like you're dying. And I was like, yeah, when I had mine, I was terrified. I literally thought I was dying. Pretty good, huh?
I didn't know that was McGonagall.
I know McGonagall has a really cool wand. But yeah, I really did, guys. I thought I was dying. I remember Sarah being with me the whole time when I had my gallbladder attack. And she was scared too. Like we thought like, so Jessie says she hopes you're having a girl. Yeah. Oh my God, another little one on the way. Yes. Another little one on the way. Like I said, we're not disclosing when baby is going to be born. Just that baby is coming around the holidays. And when we say holidays, there's 3 holidays coming up. My camera just went completely goofy. There it goes. But there's 3 major holidays coming up, major holidays. So baby is due within those 3 holidays, within a window of those 3 holidays. So, yeah, that baby is so big. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so Squidgy is definitely getting big. I'm pretty sure Squidgy is going to be way bigger than Carlisle was.
I feel like it's definitely going to be around 10 pounds. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I said earlier that I was going to say 813, just shy of 9 pounds. So like Sarah would have been a 10-pound baby had she been full term. Sarah was 6 weeks early. We don't know on the baby's donor what their birth weight was, so we can't really measure out. But this baby is big already. Right? Isn't her so cute? I love Luna's little hat. I love that they gave her the lion hat. Carl, yeah, he's going to be a big brother. So I think he's going to be a fantastic.
Big brother already.
Yeah, he already absolutely adores giving kisses to the belly, talking to the baby. He even has a name for the baby. We won't say what it is, but I should say he tries to say the baby's name, but can't quite say the whole name. So it's gotten a shortened version of the name, and I think it's going to stick because it's so stinking cute. And he will point at pictures of the baby that we have around, and we'll say the baby's name, and like already knows that the baby is growing in mommy's belly and whatnot. So he's so attuned to so many things. It's so crazy. And then we took him into the swimming pool for the first time, like ever. He's never, I think the one time you took him once in the big pool at his birthday party when he was 2 for his second birthday party. Was it his second or was it his first? No, it was his first birthday party. At his first birthday party. Yeah, he almost drowned himself. But he tried to walk right off the end or right into the water.
Slipped in the water. I was like,
but he's only ever been in like a little wading pool, right? The little tiny wading pools. And so it's no deeper than a bathtub, which like the way he does a bath. And in his bath, he always lays on his belly or lays flat on his back and puts his head in the water. But he's never been in a pool where he can't touch the bottom. And we got the pool put up and we brought him out there as it was filling up. And I figured that was probably the best way to do it, was put him in his little puddle jumper and bring him out there and let him be in it as the water filled up, and he slowly but surely lost the bottom of the pool. And it worked. Like he figured out how to use the puddle jumper and kick and swim and turn over on his back and float and kick his legs and swim backwards across the pool. Like, yeah, he even figured out how to use his hands and doggy paddle and all that kind of stuff, all in like a 2-hour window of being in the water. We were both shocked, to say the least. So surprised us that he just took to the water like a fish. My aunt even said the same thing. She was like, wow, he's a fish. Like he figured that out so fast. And a lot of kids, you get them the puddle jumpers and you bring them to the pool and they don't realize like the way that they hold their head and their face will hit the water and they'll choke on water. He choked on water a couple times only because he tried to look down to look at something and realized, okay, the water's there. I need to keep my chin up. But yeah, such a smart kid. Like, he's so stinking smart. I love it. I love how smart he is. But I think one of the big tasks we got to get done is get that kitchen done. I have got to get that kitchen done. And then I told Dad we need to order the thing to put across there. I've got the rod to cut off the dining area from the kitchen. So if you guys aren't sure what I'm talking about, my kitchen in this house is huge, right? It's this big kitchen area, but it also extends into like an eat-in dining area, but it also has the laundry room attached to that. So you've got the washer dryer in that same room. So you got to open the big doors to use the washer and dryer and then close it. They're like in a closet. And then you've got the whole other side, which is where I have the deep freezer and my big table that I use to put all my eggs and stuff on when I'm collecting eggs. But it's so disorganized in that space. Like, that's the one spot I think Sarah and I both cringe every time we see it. Every time. Because it's such an eyesore. But we're going to be renovating the entire kitchen area. So in the meantime, yeah. But in the meantime, we're going to be putting a rod up across the one area of the kitchen from one side to the other. That's going to block off that entire area. So you won't even have to see it. So when you walk into the house, you're going to see the kitchen, but you won't have to see what we're going to be calling the utility room. We're going to be putting I don't know, I'll have to explain it to you guys when I film it, but we're taking the big, what is it called? The pantry that they call the pantry right now. And we're going to detach that from the wall. Taking that completely off the wall, and then we're going to pivot it, and we're going to put it in place right next to the laundry room, right, and use it as a wall. And it's going to become a solid wall right there. And then we'll add a door in on the one area. It's going to be like a pocket sliding door. So that way, that area, that little cabinetry thing is going to be facing the laundry room, right? Not facing out towards us. It's going to face the laundry room. So that we can have the area to put, like, your laundry detergents, your cleaning supplies, whatever will go into that cabinet. And then that blank wall that'll now be a big open wall, we're going to put a door in, and we're going to close this door in my room. There's a master closet. I don't use this closet. I have a closet in my bathroom. So I'm like, there's already a big closet in the bathroom. I don't need the two closets. It's just me. So we're going to close this off. We're going to actually close in this, take this door and its frame and everything are going into the kitchen with it. So it's going to open from the opposite wall in the kitchen side. That will become the big walk-in pantry. So we're going to put shelving in, all that. So it'll become a full walk-in pantry. That will be the biggest change in the kitchen, so that we can do that. Huh? I know, right? That baby is so big. And then we're going to take all these little wraparound cabinets that are right there, and like there's like a countertop that's literally this skinny. It literally serves no purpose. Right now it's a collect-all. So we're going to take that whole thing out. It's going to that whole wraparound is coming out. This way, the pantry will hold everything that we have in the wraparound, which is my, cookware, my big mixer, all that kind of stuff is all in there. We're going to put that into the pantry area. We're going to that bottom shelf area is going to be for that stuff. Then we can put the island in the kitchen that we want to put in. So we want to add the island into the kitchen. So that's like the biggest things that's going to happen in the kitchen area, because we really want to get that area completely taken care of and closed off. I think it'll be so nice to have the island in the kitchen once it's all said and done. It'll be so nice to have that done. We did get the new stove. I don't even think I told these guys what happened. Oh my God. You guys want to hear? Scary as heck. Okay. Scary. We're in here and Sarah and I are talking about, we're going to make stuffed shells. We were so excited about making some stuffed shells. And I was like, we're going to make stuffed shells. I'm going to make them homemade from scratch. We're going to do stuffed shells. So we got everything started. it takes hours to get everything done when you're doing stuffed shells. So I get everything cooking, I'm doing stuff, I'm going, I get the turnaround, I get the oven started so that it'll start to preheat. Everything's going fantastic. I'm 3 hours into this endeavor and I get everything into the big old casserole dish, I did all the work, got the shell stuff now. Everything's beautiful. It looks fantastic. And I open the oven and I put them in, close the oven door. I turn to go to the sink to start washing out, the equipment. And the loudest bang you've ever banged in your entire world on the inside of a house happened. It was so loud. And then sparks and flames start shooting out of the upper, the control panel on the oven. So the control panel's here where your knobs and stuff are, right at the very back. And then it has the vent area for the oven right there. Flames are shooting out of that. Now, this is an electric stove / range, right? Oven / range. There's no gas. We don't have gas in the house. So these flames shot out of there, and then it started throwing sparks, and then the whole thing shut off. Blew the circuit, thank goodness. And the smell of burning wires, metal, and electronics, and just smoke. Thank goodness it did not catch our house on fire. Scared the ever-living piss out of me. Now I've got a 400-degree oven, and I got to climb behind it. So I had to pull it forward, trying to get to the plug so we could unplug it so there was no electricity running to the unit. Finally get it pulled forward and get it unplugged. Thank goodness, because that was a while back. This was in May. That was your birthday and your OB. Yeah, that was this year. So your birthday over there, your OB appointment was there, and then I had the VA appointment. That's back in May. So I just added the 4 houses on there because I found them in my drawer. I forgot I hadn't put them on there yet. So yeah, it scared the ever-living hell out of me. And then we were without an oven range for almost a month. And then finally found one that I was able to go purchase, and it was it was a bit of a wreck, but I took it and I spent 3.5, 4 hours scrubbing this thing from top to bottom, checking everything over. And it's a newer stove, so how it got that destroyed by whoever had it previously, or whatever apartment they took it out of, because she said they took it out of the apartments that they were renovating. But yeah, gross. But I got it completely scrubbed clean. Everything works on it. We checked everything out, checked all the electronics. I did the little diode test on it. And so we don't have any, like with our other one, the old one that blew up on us. I remember when the electrician was out here and he kept saying the oven was getting readings that were abnormal readings. So it kept on, like, when you start an oven, right, it pulls a bunch of ampage and then it evens out, and then it just stays at a certain watt, right? And it just runs at that ampage. Maybe people don't know that, but anyway, I took electricity, whatnot, when I was working in the military. So anyway, it should not, once it's fired on and doing good, it shouldn't keep climbing, right? You shouldn't see the ampage being pulled higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. It shouldn't do that. It should be steady going back between the two things, right? So it should be steady back and forth. Ours was just climbing over and over and over and over, and it was getting higher and higher and higher until it would blow the fuse. And it kept blowing the fuse. We kept having fuse issues. So with the new one, when we tested it, it's staying steady. It's stable. It's steady. It's not doing this. And we finally can cook on the stovetop without having to turn it to high. With the old stove, you could not get the burners to turn on until you put them on high. And then once they were on high and they were heated, then you could start to drop it to lower the temperature. But you couldn't put it on a setting of 3 and put your pan on there and expect that it would even get heated up. So now with the new stove, it heats. Like I can put it on medium and make the coffee, and it works great.
They do everybody so great except for Hermione.
You don't like it?
What's the thing?
Uh-huh. I think
They
she's
did her
adorable. The Ron they did funny too because of the color. The hair color and stuff is so weird. But it works.
Maybe
It
it's
is.
too bright.
Yeah, it's like a cartoony orange
This is
instead
like
of red hair. Yeah.
orange.
Well, it should be red hair. I mean, he should have orangey red hair. That's how it's
That's
described in the book.
orange. That's
Yeah.
not orange red. That's orange.
But that's how it's described in the book, so that's okay. Hermione's hair is wrong. In the book, her hair is not that color. Even Emma Watson's hair is not that color. But it's okay. But it's okay. Are you guys watching along, like waiting for them to get the first season out of the new Harry Potter series? I am on the fence about it. So,
Oh my goodness.
so far, everybody casted, except for one exception, really goes, well, no, I'm wrong, except for quite a few, because the Dursleys they don't look anything like the book's descriptions. Vernon is supposed to be so large that his face is always purple because of his size, and he has no neck. Let's say your electrics tripped on Christmas Eve, and we couldn't get an electrician out until Boxing Day. We had a very unconventional Christmas dinner last year. Yeah, I bet. Especially not having any utilities until after the electrician comes out.
That didn't happen during Thanksgiving.
Oh, I'd have been mad if it happened during Thanksgiving. Oh, I would have been so mad if that had happened. The good part is we do have the big convection oven, so I could have at least completed whatever I was cooking, which we did do with the stuffed shells. But yeah, that was frustrating. And trying to learn how to use our convection oven to the best of its abilities was a whole nother frustration. But that baby be kicking. Her whole belly's just shifting. What is he doing? He's awfully quiet, Mommy.
I like to play on his phone.
I might want to take a peek. See what he's up to. But yeah, so Vernon is supposed to be extremely large, according to the book. And then Dudley's supposed to be just as portly. They picked a kid that, I mean, can pull it off. It's, I think it'll work. And then Petunia is not supposed to be so pretty. That sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a good plan. Let me wrap this up and then I'll come cook. But I think Petunia she's supposed to have so much neck for peeking over the fences, right? Like Uncle Vernon has not enough neck, and and then Petunia has too much. And she's supposed to be ungodly thin with a lot of neck. I don't know. Oh. Well, hi there. I wonder if they're head up. That might be the hand up by the head. Remember, they're going to be like curled up now. So like knees up here with feet going wherever, depending on.
Yeah, how, Mommy? How? Mommy, I'm too fast. I'm my tooth right now. My tooth hurts. My tooth hurts. My tooth hurts.
Your tooth hurt?
Mommy, this is my tooth.
That hair though. And then we also got him silk pillowcases for his hair, because he has really curly hair, like really curly hair, and it was starting to like tangle up and knot in the back. And he won't wear a bonnet or a cap at night. We cannot put anything on his head, so we finally got him some silk pillowcases for his pillows, and it has made such a difference in his hair. But anyway, that's kind of like our thing. So we finally got a stove that works. But I'm going to take and put the rod up and get a good look at how it looks with the rod, like with the curtain up or whatever we decide to put there. We need to find something large enough to close that space off. I think once we get that space closed off, we'll be able to get a feel for how it looks once we put the wall up and then move the door. Because that's going to be like the biggest thing, is doing that.
My body hurts. My body hurts.
Oh,
You,
you weren't listening? Okay. But
no, and then I know, I'm mad.
it made you mad.
I'm
Why?
mad, and we're like, my leg again. Like,
Okay. Well, why don't you go play on your trampoline? You got a trampoline, you got a ball pit, you got a Jeep. Like, you got all kinds of cool stuff. You even got your big desk in your room. Wow, look at you. You did it by yourself. That was so good. He did the balance on one leg. He put his little leg up like a flamingo and then put his hands up in the air. Yes, he will be homeschooled. Yeah. Him and the baby will both be homeschooled. It's a good thing that I have my teaching certificate, so I'll be able to do that. I used to, well, if you guys have been with us for forever, you know I used to work for the high school. So I used to teach in the SPED department. So yeah. So the good part is at least I know how all that works. We've been going through, we've got a bunch of stuff for his curriculum. I have all of it in here. We're going to be, bought him a nice little desk and everything, but we're going to be working on that stuff starting pretty soon. He's just now getting to the point where we have his tablet and he's able to do like where he can follow and draw the letters. He recognizes letters, so he can pretty much recognize the entire alphabet. He's able to spell his name. He can't spell it like physically, like he can't write it on paper, but he can spell it verbally. Ouch. Oh man, I am so cut up from doing I've got like all over me. I am cut all over my hands from the like doing all the fencing. It's like all of my hands are just, look at this. I'm just ripped to shreds with like all of this. My hands hurt so bad. Yeah, I think it's better to homeschool, safer, and you can control what they learn. Yeah. And we want him to be like, we want to open up some big doors for him when it comes to education. And I think right now, an environment that requires kids to sit perfectly still at a desk isn't going to be the best learning environment for him. When we do our sessions in the morning, I do like flashcards and like where he can identify things and where we can learn letters and all that kind of stuff, because he's really spongy in the morning. He isn't a kid that sits still. So when he gets something right, or when he is confident he understands it, or he wants to tell you a story about it, he gets very animated and he wants to stand up and he wants to tell you about it. And you can't do that in a school setting. In a regular school setting, that's just not going to be something that he's going to be able to do. And I think it would dampen the absolute character that he is. He has so much character in him, and he has so much personality, and he has so much drive for learning that we don't want to stifle that. And we definitely don't want to put that flame out. And so we want to keep feeding into that. And there's also a lot of things he loves, like arts wise. So like performance arts, he loves that kind of stuff. And we haven't encouraged it. It's just stuff we've noticed about him that we see that he does just naturally. And so we want to continue to feed those things with him. He loves musicals. Like we watch like Les Mis, like the Broadway production of Les Mis, and he loves it. absolutely loves it. He will stand up on a chair or whatever and sing his little heart out to the music that's being sung. He just, when we're watching Moana and you watch what he calls the crab song, he loves when the crab is singing. Yeah. So I think homeschooling in certain scenarios is really, really warranted. And then in other situations, some kids can really benefit from a structured environment, like going to public school or even private school. But either way, some kids thrive better in a public setting versus some kids who really should be independently taught so that they can, they don't need to fit into a niche. You know what I mean? Like they don't benefit from it. So, but anyway, guys, I'm gonna get off here. I might be back on later tonight so we can build my little Lego thing. But I wanted to test how this was gonna work out, how it was gonna set, and I'm gonna go make some food so that way we can feed this pregnant mama out here. Because, like I said, she's on a stricter diet, so I'm going to go and cook her up something. So we can figure out how to make this without destroying the food. All right, guys, you guys are fantastic, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.